This story is heartbreaking. This story is absolutely heartbreaking. Um, can you play the clip? Go ahead and play the clip, and then we'll discuss it real quick.
I was a little bit freaked because I was confused.
This photo shows him with his newborn son, Bentley. For 3 years, Chris kept the secret. The nanny, still living with his family, maintained the fiction that another man was baby Bentley's father. Chris finally came clean to his mother, Nadine.
Mom, Bentley's really my kid. No, there's no way. There's no way Bentley can be your child.
A DNA test proved it was true.
When the results came back in, I went and threw up.
The nanny was charged with multiple counts of sexual battery.
Finding out this was going on in your house to your son, how does that make you feel?
Like a failure? How did I let this woman manipulate me and my family in such a way that she could do this and I was blind to it?
Last month, Marissa Mowry pleaded guilty in Hillsborough County, Florida, and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. And here is little baby Bentley today.
I love Dad so much.
He's now 5 years old.
Is he a good daddy, a great daddy, or the best daddy?
A best daddy.
Chris has a message to the nanny who seduced him with a game that was anything but innocent.
Game over.
Okay. And in line with the topic of discernment, what discernment is and what discernment isn't. Okay. You can't always go with how things look, because sometimes people they have the look of someone who is not up to the bullshit. They have, the look of someone who is innocent. Trustworthy, right? Innocent. However, yeah, absolutely, Uncle Kai. Roberta Kelly went to jail. But 20 years. This was someone who came into her home, and what we're talking about discernment, when we get into the definitions and we really start breaking these things down, you have to discern who you're bringing around your kids. In my opinion, there should be some mandatory therapy or something she's going through, rehabilitation, something before she is allowed to be released, because that was absolute SA.
That's deception on a whole nother level.
Yes.
Like to sleep with a child, allow him to impregnate you. You carry the child. You're living in the home with the family.
Yes.
You have the baby. You running around with this kid in their home, and their daddy, the daddy is the kid in the room upstairs. Like, how?
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
And I want to say the vibe isn't vibing. Also, cupcakes, and the math isn't mathing. Because I want to believe that the mother would have been able to see something in the baby that my mother knew my daughter was her grandchild when she saw the baby. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm getting at? There's a knowing. And my question to the mother is, how did you not know? And then another question I have, I think he was 11 years old, if my memory is serving me correctly. He was 11 years old when she got pregnant and had the child. My next question is, how much attention are you not paying?
It's that part.
To have this go on in your house, because I doubt they just did it once and here comes a kid. How much attention are you not paying for this to be going on in your house? And you just are oblivious, to what's going on. No questions came up, nothing fishy. Even in retrospect, if you could just be honest, did you just see something? Like, those are the questions I would have been interested in hearing her answer. But as far as this is concerned, I think this is a gross display of the lack of discernment.
Absolutely. It's the thing about it is, and I know we're gonna get into it, but discernment, we're all born with discernment, but we're also taught in so many ways to turn it off. And so
Absolutely.
one of the ways that we end up turning off our discernment is we get too busy to check in. And so like I look at this situation as a mom who was too busy. And she needed some help, clearly. That's why she has a nanny. And she said, I need you to take care of my kids while I take care of everything else. And she trusted someone, but she didn't slow down to ever check in with herself, clearly.
Right.
Because, I mean, we don't know how long this lady was a nanny before she got pregnant, right? But we know that she was at least there 5 years after, right? And so, like, this woman was in your home for over 4 years, however long, but over 4. And not once did you slow down to check in with you to even see if the people that you have around you are safe to be around you, and then your kids, to check in with yourself to see what you could pick up about what was going on with your kid. Sometimes we just get too busy to check in with ourselves, and we have to stop doing that. The world wants us to continue to be busy. That's why it runs us the way that it does.
Right.
But you have to take the time to say, you know what, let me check in and let me feel what I need to feel and hear what I need to hear, because I got to make some moves. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So prayers definitely for this young man. Hopefully he's getting the help that he needs, and hopefully she's getting the everything else that she deserves during her stay wherever she's at.